Alright guys, it's me again, Joshua, Future Filmmaker 3940 here again, and now that I've seen Captain America Civil War, I already uploaded my non-spoiler review of it early this Monday. You can check that out. I'm very proud of that review because I have 63 views on that video. This time I want to talk about the movie again, but this time in spoiler fashion. And please be warned, if you have not seen this movie yet, whatsoever, go watch my non-spoiler review, put this version in your watch later list, and don't read comments, and just go see the movie, then come back when you've finally looked at the film. Okay? Alright, so the movie begins, we see a flashback at the beginning in December 16, 1991, and Hydra, they operate in Siberia. They dispatch Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, to intercept the automobile carrying the case of super soldier serum and assassinates its occupants. And that flashback scene, that was in the trailers, and it was pretty awesome seeing that part in the movie at the beginning. It did feel a little bit creepy, but and then when you finally see the Marvel logo, and then it's just wow. That scene I was really getting into. Now, again, I did love that. The characters were very good. As I said in my spoiler-free review, I'm going to talk more about the three new additions here. But the original cast: Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, Elizabeth Olsen, Paul Rudd, Sebastian Stan, Anthony Mackie, Don Cheadle, Jeremy Renner. They were all great. Even Vision, I was very happy that they did more with Vision in the film. And Scarlet Witch, she gets a lot more to do too. Elizabeth Olsen, she's beautiful. I like her as this character. I loved her in Avengers: Age of Ultron. She was one of my favorite things about that movie. And that one is still good too. Then we do see a funeral scene in the movie. Spoilers. Whose funeral is it? I don't know. I think it's Peggy Carter. Peggy's funeral. And that part was very upsetting because Peggy Carter, she was a really cool character. I liked her a lot. And William Hurt as General Ross, he was very great in the role. Nice seeing him back after The Incredible Hulk. And Martin Freeman as Edward Ross, he was very cool too. And he doesn't get a whole lot to do, but I have to say, for what was required of him, he really pulled it off. He really put it off. Now, Daniel Bruhl as Helmut Zemo, he didn't have a lot to do either. I think both him and Crossbones, who's played once again by Frank Grillo, was underused, but Crossbones dies at the beginning of the movie, so he's not in a whole lot. And so this movie was great. I loved it. I love it so much, as I said in my spoiler review. But though I will say that I'm gonna have to see which movie I like more when I do my comparison video of Batman vs Superman versus this movie. We'll see which movie gets the better win, because I don't know which one. But yeah, we will see. Sharon Carter is played by Emily Van Camp, and she's the sister of Peggy Carter. And we finna keep going with the spoilers here. T'Challa's dad is killed in this bombing, a terrorist bomb, and we think it's yes, I have to say, I think it was Bucky who did it. Either him or somebody else. I don't know. And I have to say the action in this movie was good. I love the action. The action sequence with Iron Man's team and Captain America's team, one of the best fights put on film. I like that. I like that part of the movie. It was very great. It was something awesome. So, but now we have to get to Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa. I loved him. He nailed it. He was great as T'Challa. I thought he was really great. He was fantastic. Now I'm completely in on the Black Panther movie. I can't wait to see that. Tom Holland as Peter Parker's Spider-Man. I could not talk about him a lot in the spoiler-free. So here I'm talking about him in this review. He was awesome. This is the best Spider-Man yet since the original Sam Raimi trilogy. And I will keep saying that because Tobey Maguire and Tom Holland are my favorite Spider-Man actors. I'm not hating on Andrew Garfield, even though whoever watched this video, you may sound like I hate him. But it's just he was given stupid, crappy material to work with. As I have said, will say again. But Tom Holland, when you see his first scene, it was awesome. It's incredible. I loved his first scene with him and Marissa Tomei as Aunt May. We don't get his origin story. We do find out why he does what he does in 5 minutes. This is what Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 should have done. I'm sorry. But that was funny. This is what Amazing Spider-Man 1 should have done. It should have done that. And we did not need to see his origin all over again. And this movie is already on its way to making a lot of money. And it's not just because Captain America, it's because the whole gang. There were times I felt like this was Iron Man 4, Captain America movie, and an Avengers movie thrown in one. And at first, Tom Holland was great as Spider-Man. I am impressed with him. He was very great. I loved him even more now, seeing other people's reviews talking about him. He's the main highlight. Every character gets their time to shine. Scarlet Witch saving people every 5 minutes. Spider-Man swinging around, trying to stop Ant-Man, Paul Rudd. He's able to turn bigger, and then Paul Rudd is awesome. I have nothing more to say about Ant-Man. But Tom Holland, he's just taking his web, spinning around. He's in the action, and then him and the Winter Soldier. He says, "You got a metal arm? That's awesome." And then he makes there's a Star Wars reference to the Empire Strikes Back in this movie. Woo! Yeah. And that was very cool. I was really happy that they did make a reference to Star Wars. And I love the suit. I cannot say it enough. Hang on, guys. I'll be back. Let me go get some real quick. But yeah, I love the costume. This is my second favorite Spider-Man costume since this version of the costume. Yeah. And this costume and Tom Holland's costume, it's amazing. Woo! I'm very happy on how Spider-Man turned out. And he's redeemed. I'm looking forward to Spider-Man Homecoming. And please, Marvel, and let him do sequels to Spider-Man Homecoming in the MCU. Do sequels to him. To Spider-Man Homecoming. Because I love Tom Holland. He is the best Spider-Man actor I think we've ever had since Tobey Maguire. Now, even though I'm praising this movie, I do have to say the fight between Iron Man and Captain America and the Winter Soldier at the end was awesome. But I do have to point out some issues I had with this movie. Again, Gwyneth Paltrow, Black Pepper, was supposed to be in this movie. Why is she not in this? Oh my God! I want to see Pepper in another Marvel movie. I get it, it sucks, but what can you do? I did think the movie was a little bit too overcrowded, but I do agree with John Avenger saying that this is what X-Men 3 should have been, but I disagree with Sean, who also reviewed this movie, saying this is what Batman v Superman should have been. Batman v Superman is being its own thing, and I appreciate that movie for being its own thing. It's not trying to be like Marvel. But I do have to point out issues that I did not like in this movie. But my biggest issue about this movie is the twist at the end. At the end of this movie, we find out that Bucky is the one who killed Iron Man's mom and dad. And me and my mom sitting here watching this movie the first time, I was actually me sitting here watching the movie for the first time. I was so mad when they did that. You do not make the Winter Soldier the killer of Iron Man's parents. And I don't care who loves it. I don't care who hates it. You don't do this to Iron Man. And then Iron Man gets mad. Then him and the Winter Soldier and Iron Man, they start fighting. And then you do hear what they say in the trailers. Captain America says, "I'm sorry, Tony. You know I wouldn't do this if I had any other choice. But he's my friend." And Iron Man says, "So was I." And then when they start fighting, Winter Soldier and Iron Man are beating the crap out of Iron Man. It's like Iron Man, he can't even defend himself. But that was a good freaking fight. But at the end of the movie, Rhodey gets skeletal leg braces so he can walk again. Steve Rogers, he breaks the other heroes out and they go to Wakanda. T'Challa grants them asylum, and they do freeze Bucky Barnes to turn him to chronological sleep until he can get cured from being brainwashed. But at the same time, I would have rather have seen Bucky die. I would have rather seen him die in the fight between Captain America and Iron Man, because in the Winter Soldier, he killed those people. In this movie, he killed T'Challa's dad, and he killed Iron Man's parents. And you let him live like that? Before I even forget, a post-credit scene, you get Peter Parker recovering from his injuries, and you see the Spider-Man symbol on his bedroom ceiling. Bring it on, Marvel. And for the love of God, Marvel, I hope you guys really do a Black Widow movie, because Scarlett Johansson is awesome as Black Widow. I hope you guys do it. Please, bring it. I'm interested. So yeah, that's my spoiler talk about the movie. Let me know in the comments below what you think of Captain America Civil War, only for the people who have seen it. If you're the ones who have not seen it, again, put this in your watch later list, go see the movie, and then come back and watch this. Or watch my non-spoiler version instead. Bye, guys. I'll see y'all for X-Men 3. Or the spoiler podcast with people.